Hello everyone. Let's create a photo manipulation of ghost bungalow in Photoshop. So let us start. We'll first create an A3 size landscape document. So we'll give the name Ghost Bungalow and we will just put a resolution of 100 and the orientation has to be landscape and make sure that we have selected a transparent background. And now we will create a document. So our document is ready. Now we will get the elements inside the document. First we will get the landscape or the ground. So we will just find the image of the ground. So this is the ground image. We can remove certain unwanted things from this image. So we can just remove this boy here. We can use content aware. Right. So we will just drag this image inside our document. So something like this. We can scale it down. We can just make it a little bit big like this. Right. So this is a landscape image. We will be placing our bungalow inside this image. So let's get the bungalow image. So this is the bungalow image. Okay, first we are supposed to select it properly. Here we can see a checkered background. So we will separate the background from the subject. This bungalow is the subject. So for that what we will be doing is we will use channels. We will use channels and separate the bungalow from the background. So here we have the channels panel, and in case the channels panel is not already open, we can always go to window menu and open the channels panel. Right. So first what we'll be doing is we will apply some levels adjustment to this bungalow image. We'll open the levels. We'll simply use Ctrl L in PC or Command L in Mac. So here we have opened the levels adjustment. We will just move this slider which controls the highlights or the bright areas of the image to left. So we can see now we have a pure white color background. We'll simply click OK. Then we will now open the channels. So in channels we have RGB channel on top that will show all the colors in the image. Then we have individual red channel, green channel and blue channel. Each channel is highlighted by the white colors in the image or the white in the image. So red channel has a lot of red, that's why there's a lot of white in the image or the white on the bungalow, and there's a little bit green on the bungalow. There's very little blue on the bungalow. So the blue channel is the dark channel. So we will select the dark channel which is blue, and we will not spoil the original channel here. We will take a duplicate of this blue channel. So we will just drag this blue channel and drop it on top of this create new channel icon at the bottom of the channels panel. So we got a blue copy here. Now we will add some contrast to this blue channel. So again we will open the levels adjustment. So we can just see here, we can just make it dark, make the bungalow dark. We can just move this mid-tone slider. Right, so this much is okay. And now we will just hold Control in PC or Command in Mac and click on this channels thumbnail. So we got a selection. We got a selection around the background. Now we will come back to the layers panel, and at the bottom of the layers panel we can find a mask icon. We'll just click on it. That's it. And now we will inverse the mask. So to inverse the mask, we'll simply use Control I in PC or Command I in Mac. Right. Now we will go inside the alpha of this bungalow image. So here we have the mask thumbnail. So we will just hold Alt in PC or Option in Mac and then click on this bungalow thumbnail of the mask. Right. So now we can see the alpha of this bungalow. So what we have to do is, wherever we see black inside the subject, that is the bungalow, we have to just paint with white. All the bungalow should be white and the background should be black. So we will just select a brush. We will select a soft rounded brush. We will change the blending mode to overlay, and then let's paint white. So we can see here, overlay blend mode will just remove all the gray colors, and here the flow is very low. We'll just increase the flow to 100%. Overlay blend mode will have no effect on pure black colors. To remove the pure black, which we can find over here, we have to remove the overlay and keep the mode to normal. Right, we will change the overlay blend mode to normal, and then we will also get rid of the black that we see over here. So now we have properly selected the bungalow. We have separated the background and the bungalow. We will come out of the alpha of this bungalow. So we will simply hold Alt in PC or Option in Mac and click on this mask thumbnail. So we can see. Right. So once we have separated the bungalow from the background, we can then drag this bungalow and place it inside our document. So we can place it here. Okay. We will do just one change here. That is, if we just take a background below this bungalow layer, we can see some white lines around the bungalow. We can get rid of those white lines. We will just do one thing. We will just select the mask thumbnail of the bungalow. We will go to filter. Here we have the option other, and here we have this option minimum. So we can just put a value of, let's say, 2 pixels. So see, we got rid of that white color fringe that is around this bungalow. That's it. Now the bungalow looks perfect. So we will just delete this black background, and we will just right click on the mask thumbnail and select apply layer mask. Now we have perfectly selected the bungalow. We will just drag the bungalow and place it on this landscape image. That's it. Now this looks perfect. Then we will apply a mask again for this bungalow, and we can rename the layer, and we will just select a soft rounded brush, and we can just paint at the bottom of this bungalow with black color. Right, this looks better. Now let's change the sky to a black sky because we want to create a night scene. So we'll select this landscape layer. We can rename it as a landscape. We will select the quick selection tool and we'll just select the sky portion, and we will take a new layer above this landscape layer and we will fill this layer with black color. So we can see we have a black sky. We are creating a night scene now. Right. So once we have done this, now we will bring one more element into the scene. So we will just select this tree that doesn't have leaves. Right. So now we will be selecting this tree which doesn't have leaves. We are creating a ghost bungalow. So this tree looks appropriate. Right. So first thing is we have to separate the tree from the background, just like how we have separated the bungalow from the background. So we will use the same technique here. We will just open the channels panel. So we will select the same blue channel here and we will take the duplicate of this blue channel. Right. Now we will do the same thing. We will apply contrast to this by using levels. So we will make this background white and also this tree dark just by moving this shadow slider, and we can make the background more white by just moving this highlight slider to the left. So something like this, but don't move them too much. This much is okay. Right. Now we will hold Control in PC or Command in Mac and click on this channel's thumbnail to get a selection, and then we will just open the layers panel, and at the bottom of the layers panel we can find a mask icon. We'll just click on it. Right. Now we will inverse the mask. We'll simply use Control I in PC or Command I in Mac. Right. So now we will check the alpha of the image. We'll simply hold Alt in PC or Option in Mac and click on this mask thumbnail. So we can see the alpha of the tree. Right. So here we have to paint white on the tree and black on the background. So again we will use a soft rounded brush. We will change the blending mode to overlay. We'll first paint white on the tree. We'll keep white as the foreground color and we will just paint white over this tree. Right. And we will also paint black on the background. Here we can see some gray areas. So we will just put black as the foreground and we will get rid of all the gray colors. Right. So now this looks better. Now let's come out of the alpha. We'll just hold Alt in PC or Option in Mac and click on the mask thumbnail again. Right. So now we can see, and we will change the blending mode back to normal. Right. So now we can see we have separated the tree from the sky or the background. Okay. One thing is there, we have an issue here. Let's see what is the issue. We'll create a layer below this tree layer and fill the layer with black color. So we can see here there's a lot of blue over this tree. Lot of blue is there on the branches of this tree. So we need to get rid of that blue If not, it doesn't look realistic. What we can do is, we will first get a selection around the tree by just holding Control in PC or Command in Mac and clicking on this mask thumbnail. So we can see here, and then we'll go to the select menu, and in select menu we have an option modify, and from modify we will select the option contract, and we will contract the selection by 2 pixels so that the selection is pushed a little bit inside. Right, now the selection is a little bit inside. Now we will inverse the selection. To inverse the selection, we can simply use the shortcut Ctrl Shift I in PC or Command Shift I in Mac, or we can go to the select menu, and here we have the option inverse. Right, so now we have selected the opposite area. Right, so once we have selected this opposite area, we will now just click on this create new fill or adjustment layer, and we will just apply this color balance adjustment. This color balance adjustment will target the opposite area, means all the blue colors that we see around the tree. We can turn them to different colors. So we can see here, right now we have turned them to green. We will also increase the red here, so something like this. And here we have the midtones. We can change to shadows, and also we can try to just change the colors. Right, and we can do the same thing. We will do one more thing, that is, we will just clip this layer to the bottom layer, something like this. And we'll do one more thing, that is, we will apply a hue and saturation adjustment. We will also clip it, and we will do one more thing. We will just move this mask thumbnail, whatever information is in the mask thumbnail, in the color balance adjustment, and drop it on this hue saturations mask thumbnail. So we'll simply hold Alt in PC or Option in Mac and drag the mask thumbnail for the color balance and drop it over the hue saturation, and we'll see a message, replace layer mask. We'll simply click yes, and now we will just try to change the settings in hue and saturation. So we can see here how it's changing. So we can just control the lightness here. We can also just control the saturation, just reduce the saturation here. So now we can see there's a lot of change. So we can just keep these changes. We don't need to do anything else. Right, and we can just remove the black background, and now we will merge all these 3 layers. So we will hold Shift and select all these 3 layers, and we will simply use the shortcut Ctrl E in PC or Command E in Mac to merge all the 3 layers. Right, now we will simply drag this image and drop it in this scene. Right, so we can see here, you can just keep it like this. Right, so once we have adjusted it, we will now apply a mask to it, and we will also rename it as a tree. And after applying the mask, let's erase all the unwanted things here. So we don't want any of these bushes. So just we will carefully remove all these unwanted bushes. So we only want the tree. That's it. Right. So here we have selected the tree. Now we only got the tree here. Right. The next thing we'll be doing is we will now get the moon. So here is the image of moon. We will just select it using the quick selection tool. We can just click on this select subject. And now we will drag this moon and place it over here. Let's keep it over here. Right. So we are completing the basic scene here, and we will get some more elements. Here we have a skull. We will just drag this skull and keep it here. We'll just flip it. And we'll do one more thing. We will just apply a mask to it, and we can rename the layers. It's always a good practice to rename layers. So this is moon and this is skull, and we will apply mask to it, and we will erase the bottom portion of this skull. Can just keep it like this. Right, this looks better. So the basic scene is completed. We can do some more interesting things here. Now we have to add some nice lighting, nice adjustments. So let's do it. Right. So now what we'll be doing is we will first apply a curves adjustment layer, and we will make the scene a little bit dark. So something like this. So the scene looks a little bit dark. Right. So then we will do one more thing, that is we will be also getting the stars here. So what we'll be doing is we will just get the image of stars. So here is the image of stars. We will just drag it and place it over here. So we want stars on the sky, so we can just increase the image size, and we will remove the black background here. So what we'll be doing, we will use the blending mode, that is screen. So we can see here, and we want stars only on the sky. We don't want the stars on this mountains and other elements. So what we'll be doing, first we will rename the layer as stars, and we will apply mask to it, and then we will use a brush, a soft rounded brush. Make sure that opacity and flow are 100%, and we will just paint on the sky. So we'll use white as the foreground color, and we can see here just we have painted some stars. That's it. So this much is okay. Right. So the next thing we'll be doing is we will now add a color lookup preset. It will give some interesting effects to us. It will colorize the image in a different way. So let's see. So here at the bottom of the layers panel, we can find the create new fill or adjustment icon, and we'll just click on it, and here we can find the color lookup, and this is a color lookup. It has a lot of presets, inbuilt presets that directly come with Photoshop. We will find some of the interesting ones. We will first find something called moonlight. So we can see, once we have applied this moonlight, see, immediately the image has become dark. We will also try another one, that is night from day. So we can see here, we will select moonlight here. Moonlight looks nice, and we will also inverse the mask for this color lookup, so that we will be selecting which area we have to paint. We will just invert the mask for this, and we will just paint on some portions of the image. Paint with white, not everywhere. So we'll just leave the right side area, and we can paint, and we can also paint with black to see the tree a little bit. So something like this, right. Right. So now we will add one more color lookup preset to it. So here we will open the color lookup preset, and there is something called edgy amber. So we can see here, now the entire scene looks orangish, and we will also reduce the effect by just inverting the mask for this color lookup. And we will select a brush, and we will reduce the flow amount, because we want this edgy amber effect to be mild. We don't want it to be too intense. So we can just increase the brush size. See, the flow value is very low, just 11% for the brush, and we can just paint with the white. So we can see here, now the effect is just mild, it's not too intense. Right. So then we'll do one more thing here. So we can just take a new layer, and we will change the blending mode for this empty layer to color dodge, and we will try to add some brightness to the bungalow. So what we'll be doing is, we'll select a brush, we will keep the flow value to, let's say, 24% for the brush, and we will just double click on this color dodge layer to open the layer styles, and here we can find an option, that is transparency shapes layer. We will turn off this option, so that there will be a lot of glow in the image, lot of brightness. So what we'll be doing is, we'll just click. So we can see here, we are adding some brightness to the bungalow. So we can see there is also some brightness on this skull. So we can see here. Right. So now the scene looks nice. We can also add some brightness to the top portion of this bungalow. So something like this. Right. Now the thing we'll be doing is, we'll add some foggy effects, some fog to the scene. So for that, what we'll be doing is, we will just select this landscape layer, and we'll create a layer above this landscape layer. So we'll just click above, we'll rename it as fog, and we'll add some fog. I have some fog brushes in my Photoshop. I have downloaded from brusheasy.com. I will provide the link in the description. So this is a fog brush. So what we'll be doing is we will just click. So we can see we are adding some fog here. So we are adding fog behind, so something like this. Right. So we will also add some fog in front of the house or bungalow. So we'll just increase the flow amount here. So we can see the fog. So there is some fog here. And there is one more way of adding the fog, that is we will use a gradient fill or adjustment. We will use a gradient fill adjustment. So we will just open the gradient from adjustment. So we can see some fog is added, but the thing is we will add this gradient fill on top of all layers. So just we will select the gradient here, so we can see so a lot of fog is added to the scene. And we will just do one thing here. If we open the gradient editor, just we can increase the opacity, so there will be a lot of fog. You can see there is a lot of fog in the scene. And we can also change the direction of the fog here. See, now the fog is appearing from top. So we have selected white color here. So but what we'll be doing is we don't want this much fog. So what we'll be doing is we will invert the mask for this gradient fill layer, and we can just paint the fog with a low flow amount. Let's keep the flow amount to, let's say, 13%, and let's select a soft rounded brush, and we can paint the fog. So we can see here. We can just decide how much fog we want in the scene. So just mild fog we have painted. So this much is enough. And then what we can do is we can just apply one more curves adjustment layer. And we can then just increase the brightness here. So just we can increase the brightness like this. And then we will invert the mask again for the curves. And we can just paint the brightness wherever we want. Just we can paint the brightness here. Right. And we will increase the flow here, and we'll try to paint. So now there is a little bit brightness here. Right. So now we will add one more color lookup preset here. We will just open the color lookup preset, and from color lookup preset we will try to add one color lookup here. Let's try horror blue. So see here, you can see how the horror blue appears, but we want this effect to be mild, so we can just invert the mask for this. And we will select a brush. We will reduce the flow amount here. and then we can just paint. So we have some blue color in some places, so something like this. And then we will also apply hue saturation adjustment, and we can try to just play with the hue value here. So we can see here, we can get some nice interesting results here. We can also try to reduce the saturation if we want. We can also just try to reduce the lightness a little bit, right? So we have used a lot of adjustments, and we have created a ghost bungalow in Photoshop. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please do like, subscribe, share, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.